Hi guys, in this video we're going to be looking at how to create a chloropleth and also how to create our own Gini index coefficient analysis. And the reason we're looking at these two things is because with regards to looking at chronic health and illness within states and countries and cities, the Gini coefficient looks at the inequality of income, and the chloropleth gives you an idea of the density of certain issues or the incidences of certain issues within specific states, territories, and cities and suburbs and whatnot. So looking at these two things can kind of give us an indication of whether or not maybe income is related to poorer health or inequality is related to poorer health. So two really important things that are going to lead a lot into our research project as well for my group. So the first thing to do, we're going to do two things in this video. First step is to create the chloropleth, and second step is to create a Gini coefficient number. The Gini coefficient only happens after we've created a chloropleth. So first step is to create a chloropleth. For this example, we're going to change it up a bit. We're going to look at New South Wales. So I've already preset our area to be New South Wales, which we can see here. And our next step is to download the SA2 OECD indicators for income inequality. So we're going to go browse. So the first step is to look at the SA2 OECD indicators for unemployment rates in males. So that's what we're going to look at for this example. So in our data panel here on the right-hand side, we're going to select the browse button. And we want to search for the keywords. We're going to search for the keywords SA2 indicators unemployment rates 2011. So we'll go search. We'll get two options up in here, but the one that we want is the unemployment rate. So not employment, we want unemployment. And in this one, we're going to select the SA2 name. So the SA2 name, we're going to select the males in labour force 15 to 24. We're going to select the unemployed males from ages 15 to 24 and the males 15 to 24 years old unemployment rate. So we're selecting all those ones and we're going to go add. So now that data has been added to our project. The next step is to go into our maps, charts and graphs button in our visualize panel. And once we open up this dialog box, going into our map visualizations tab and selecting the chloropleth option. And now here we need to input the following data. We need to choose our data set. So we choose the unemployment rates. Select an attribute. We're going to want to map out the unemployment rate. So from males 15 to 24. We're going to leave it as Jenks natural breaks for the classifier. And for number of classes, we're going to choose 5. Our palette type is going to be sequential. And we're going to choose from all these different palettes here, quite nice color palettes. We're going to choose the purplish kind of one. I like the look of that one. And here we're going to choose the default opacity. I'm going to increase the opacity to 1, which means it won't be see-through. And everything else looks pretty good. So that's going to be the visualization name. Sounds good to me. All right, so once we're done with that, we'll go add and display. Let it load. And eventually the selected region will show this chloropleth. And as we hover over, you can see the unemployment rate here. So it's split up into different classes, as you can see in the little legend here that Aurin has made automatically and tells us the different unemployment rates. Fantastic. So we've got this data here, the chloropleth. Now it's a matter of looking at that Gini coefficient, which is about the income inequality. So to do that, we go into our tools in our analyze panel, click on tools, and we're going to select the indices tab. And here we have the Gini coefficient. It's pretty simple. All we have to do is put in our data set that we've already loaded in, the unemployment rates. Select the numerator, which is going to be unemployment rates, and the denominator, which is going to be males in labour force. And then we're going to go add and run. So it's going to be running for a little bit. And once it's done, we'll be able to display our coefficient data. So a Gini coefficient for this shows us that it's 0.4559 for the population and 0.4567 for the sample. So what this shows us is that the Gini coefficient is between 0 and 1. 0 means that there's pretty much no inequality, and 1 means that there is a high level of inequality. So this sits closer towards the 0. It's about halfway. So this number shows us that there's about a 50-50 kind of level of inequality in income. So it's a little better than it is bad, but could definitely be improved. So this is a really good way to indicate how a certain amount of population is going with regards to income and income inequality. So this is how we can use this data to come to some pretty great conclusions. And if you were to do this analysis for a few different ranges, comparing places with good Gini coefficients, coefficient indices, and bad Gini coefficients, you could kind of then look into the various reasons as to why that might be happening. Maybe it's a matter of increasing the employment clusters or the innovation clusters, more grassroots community kind of initiatives that could be run to engage more unemployed people, or looking at the different unemployment schemes that government or that state government might be enforcing. So you can kind of start to use this data to come up with all these different hypotheses and solutions. So using the chloropleth data and the Gini coefficient, you can do that. The chloropleth is just also a really good way to visually see how things are going, in this case with regards to unemployment, but you could do also this in regards to rates of obesity or rates of diabetes in a specific state or in a country. So 2 really good tools to use. So that's how we do a chloropleth, and that's how we do a Gini coefficient index analysis in Aurin. So that wraps up the Aurin side of things for these how-to guide videos. The next video is going to be looking at PedCatch, pedestrian catch, introducing you guys to how that works, the interface and whatnot, and looking into PedCatch in a bit more detail, and also touching a little bit on walk score analysis. So hope you enjoyed the Aurin side of things, and hope you learned a little bit about how you can use Aurin to display and analyze your data. All right, I'll see you guys in the next videos.